Hello, I'm going to teach you how to use the HD Fire system on Second Life. First truck we're going to talk about here, and we're probably going to focus on the most, is the Legacy Pumper here, because that's probably the most important truck and the most useful truck, is also their newest truck. You should be able to find it in their in-world store, but you cannot find it on the marketplace because it is an early access vehicle, and it has been early access since 2022. They haven't really done anything on their truck since then. There is supposed to be a full legacy series, but as I said, it is 2026 as I'm doing this video, and they haven't made any new trucks or anything since then. All the other trucks should be on the um, original, or sorry, on the marketplace. With that said, we're going to start looking into a few basics of this truck. So, the legacy truck specifically, you will need to keep it plugged in. So, this outlet extension cord above me, we're going to click on it and bring it over to here and click on the truck where the outlet is. Um, and that should keep it not having too many battery issues. If you do have a battery issue, I will show you how to do that. If we have a battery issue, we can open this panel here, click on this here, and then hit this button here until it is open up all the way. Okay, so then we can click on the battery here, remove it, yes, and then we remove the battery. And you will do this for all four batteries on this side and over on the other side of the truck, as you can see right over here. Now, we're only going to do one battery, so go ahead and click on this battery box here, hit take box, and then we will drop it on the ground and hit open. Then we will hit take item and put it back on the truck. And there we go. Then we can go ahead and go back here, click on this, and then click on this button here and it will close back up. Now, we'll just click on this box and recycle. Now, as you can see, there's a little HUD here that I've been clicking on. In order to get that HUD, you will click on this corner of the truck, click modular HUD or gear HUD. You cannot click anywhere else on this truck or it will not respond. Same on, now on these you can click anywhere besides the doors and you can get the gear HUD and modular HUD. You can also configure them. So we're going to click on this, go to customize decal mode, and then click on this here, and we will need a logo, and we will put the UID right here. And that is a logo for your fire department. So if we click this again and hit submit, it will clear it. You will have to do this to the door on the other side. So to get rid of all these, we will click on it, click customize decal mode, decal, sorry, and then it'll go away. The ambulance is also a little different to do that. We will have to sit on the ambulance to change that. So one moment while I bring it up. The ambulance comes with a HUD that is in the inventory with it, and it's called customization HUD or something along those lines. And if we hit connect, you can see right in here in the paint option, there's a set number. You can change the number on this. I'm not sure how you do this on the other trucks. It's a little more complicated because I believe you have to make your own textures. But if we go into not flash bar, decal, we can click right here and it'll put the decal in here. And then same as this one, you'll have to do it for both sides. So we're going to go ahead and clear the decal on here. There we go. Gonna stand up. This one and all the others are done by hitting customize decals, and we're selecting cab door in this case and putting it on here, and this will actually do it on both of these, and this is the same on all these other trucks. So we're just going to clear that out, and there we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and plug this truck back in. And we are going to look at the exhaust system. On this truck and most of them, you just grab it, click on the exhaust pipe, and it'll go in. However, on the ambulance, if you go to do this, it will not work. Oops, I clicked on my head. It will not work. It'll say incompatible exhaust system down in the chat here. Not sure if you can read that or not. So we're going to let go of this, and we are going to view up and click on the black rail of this, click adapter, and then we will click small. You can also click automatic, and it'll automatically adjust based on the truck it clicks on, but for this we're just going to select small and then attach it. Okay, so as I said before, you can click on this to get the gear HUD. The gear HUD is right here. You will also need the modular HUD, which is right here, which you click on here. However, on the legacy truck has its own backup camera HUD, and you may need that. That will be in the inventory that comes with this truck, and it is transferable, so you can basically ask the creator, or not the creator, the owner of the current truck to pass that HUD over if you don't have it. And the views on this are pretty straightforward. However, I'll show you some confusions of it in a moment. So we're going to go ahead and get in this truck, and if we hit backup cam, you'll see it'll bring you to the front. However, if you click on any of these others, it's going to keep you on backup until you click this to go out of backup camera mode, and then you can change your views accordingly. That should be bird's eye view, but it's not going to work in this building, so let's go back to active view and then close out of this. You will need this for you will need this HUD for backing up and things like that into the garage. Otherwise, you may have difficulties with your camera and where it views. So in this truck here, and all of them, you have to turn them on. They will not just turn on when you sit down, like some vehicles in Second Life. So to start this thing, you will have to turn the battery on, click ignition, and then start engine, and now it's on. And as you see, it disconnected the power cord when I turned it on. So to turn it off, you will just hit this ignition, and then turn the battery off when you're done. And then just make sure you plug it back into the power, because this truck, of course, it doesn't like it when it's not plugged in. Um, so we're going to go ahead and turn it back on. And then we need to open this garage door so that we can leave. Okay, apparently I need to get closer to open this garage door. Okay, and then before we take off, we need to turn the lights on, and then right in here you will turn the sirens on, and the siren will not turn on for the first time using this truck unless you hit one of these buttons. Once you got your siren going, we go ahead and take it out of park, and you will use page up and page down, or the E and C keys if you're on WASD mode on your viewer. And when we hit page up, it goes into drive, we can take off. And then here is our fire. We can go ahead and turn the siren off. And then before we stand up out of this truck, I actually want to go ahead and run over this fire hydrant to break it so I could show you how to repair it. And I also need to park closer to the water. Okay, there, now we broke it. Now, for more of this tutorial, we will need to be a little closer to the water here. So we're going to park as close as we can get it. Then go into park. Then we will need to press the C key to put it into neutral. Turn the pump on. You have to do it in that order or it will not work. So you make sure you keep it in neutral when you put it into pump mode. And this truck in particular, you will need to turn these on. I do not believe the fan does anything, but I turn it on just because. And then we need to put it back into drive so that it can pump. So now we are ready to stand up. Okay, so the fire hydrant. To fix this fire hydrant, we will need the hydrant bag. So we're going to go ahead and take this hydrant bag out. Put it on the ground by clicking it. Click the bag again and hit open over here. And then if we cam down in here, we can see this weird wrench looking tool. This one right here. We're going to click it. It's in our hand. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't need this tool yet. We will later. That's the wrong tool. We are going to need this tool with the weird square shape on the end. So we're going to click on here and click remove cover. Click on it again and then place key. And then click on that wrench thing and then hit close valve. And it should stop the water from flowing. Okay, then we will click right on this thing here and then click repair. And then we've repaired it. Now we will open the valve back up. This takes a while. Then we will pick up our wrench and then we will place the cover back on. And then go ahead and right click on that wrench and detach it. Now, it's good practice when you're done repairing it to flush it, but we are going to have to flush this anyway, because it will break the fire truck if we don't. So to do that, of course, I got the wrench out of there, clicked on it like I did before, and then we're going to click on this, sorry, we're not going to click on this wrench. We're going to click right here on this front cap, then click on the wrench, click remove cap, then we're going to click on the wrench again, stand out of the way, and then hit open valve. And you'll see the water gets kind of brown and icky. It'll also make a funky sound. And then it'll start turning from brown to white, and then our water's clean, so it doesn't damage the pump on our engine. So then we're going to close the valve, keep the wrench on here, because you do need to flush the valve before connecting your hoses as well. And for roleplay aspect, I actually forgot to put these wheel chucks, so we'll click on the wheel chucks, go into mouse look, put it on the wheel, and there we go. So there's a hose in the front of the truck, these yellow hoses, and there's a yellow one in the back of the truck as well. We're going to take the one from the back of the truck, and there's 4 places we can connect this hose to that are intakes. Right here, and right here, and right here, and right here. We're going to go ahead and connect to the back of the truck since that's closest to our hydrant. And then we will walk over here, and we'll click on the hydrant here right in the front, and then click connect, and there we go. Now we can open this hydrant up. So we'll click on the wrench and hit open valve, and then it'll inflate the hose, and then our truck is ready for water. So then we will right click on here, click board, and the first thing we're going to do, you won't always use this, but I'm going to show you how it's used. This is this thing right on the top of the truck. We're going to increase the water just a tiny bit. You can increase it more, but you have to make sure that this number here does not exceed this number, or the truck will shut down on you. So just keep that in mind. But the higher the water pressure on these, the easier it will be to take the fire out. So we're just going to click on this to aim it toward the building that is on fire. And then we can move it down, up, wherever we want until it's facing where we want it. Okay, so now for the fire hose. There's a fire hose here in the front. On the side here, I believe it is the green one you can take. We're going to go ahead and discard that. There is one on the other side. You have to go to this side to grab it. Sorry, the red one. And we're going to go ahead and discard this one. They all get turned on the same way, but we're going to take this red one back here. Sorry, wrong one. We're going to take this blue one and connect it to the side of the truck on this valve right here. And then we are going to sit on the truck, and you will see another one of these menus showed up, and we're going to increase that all the way up since we have plenty of water. And then we have inflated the hose we're on, and we can go and fight a fire. Now, this menu over here, you see there's a menu to turn the valve on and off, and there is different angles you can change it to on fog. I recommend the 30%, but it just spreads the valve open more so you can fight fires in a wider area. I prefer to keep it at 30%. And while you're in this menu, or sorry, while you have the hose, you can press the C key to crouch down or stand up. Now, another thing is you can turn your AO off. Otherwise, your AO may interfere with your aim. Um, but when we open this valve, we can go into mouse look, and we can aim it at our fire and start fighting our fires. And these fires are on easy mode, so they should go out pretty fast. Now, um, at least the way the fires are set at the level they're set at right now, they should go out pretty fast. Um, and you can see that gray smoke coming out instead of black smoke. That just means that it's getting fought. It's getting sprayed at, and as you see, we've already lost a fire. We're going to turn this off for now, though, and we're going to hit options and drop our hose, because we are actually breaking fire regulation right now and not wearing the proper gear for this. So we're going to go ahead and go to our turnout gear. And as soon as this turns on, this is actually the Sombre turnout gear. This is special textures for the SCBA tank, the tank for breathing. But I'm going to introduce you to this because this is a standard on most Second Life. Most people use this. I could be wrong on that, but from my experience, most people use the Sombre turnout and the Scott, or sorry, not the Scott, but their SCBA tanks. So on this thing, we have a menu here. If we click on this over here on the HUD, it will put our mask on, and then we'll start breathing oxygen from it. And if you hold still too long, it will beep on you, so you just start moving and you'll be fine. You just do a little dance moving around a little bit like that, and it'll stop beeping at you. It's actually worse than the real life fire department. And you see it's gone down to 98%. Now it's 87%. If this gets down to about 20%, I'd suggest getting out of that building as fast as you can and refilling it. And for roleplay purposes, to refill this, we need to refill it at the truck. So we're just going to open a little bay here and pretend the thing is in here, our bottles, and we're going to click on Refill SCBA. And you can see we're just doing a little animation, switching it out. And then as soon as we switch it out, it should go to 100%. I'm not sure why it didn't. It did go up a bit, so we're going to go ahead and go back in and fight this fire a little more with our tank on. So if we click on this hose, we should pick it back up, open the valve, and then it's safe to go in the building. And we could take a little more fire out. Okay, instead of boring you with this firefighting, actually, I'm going to go ahead and stop. We're going to discard we're just going to drop this hose for now, because we're going to use it again in a bit. And then we're going to switch water sources. So before we turn off our water on the hydrant, we need to turn these both off. We're going to go ahead and put this away. And I actually forgot a step. I'm surprised we didn't have a problem with starting it because we really need to have this fill to tank and um, tank to pump so that we can keep the tank full of water. This actually should be able to work without the hydrant on it for extended amount of time because it does have a tank on there. Um, Now that we turned everything off, we're going to turn our hydrant here off. I'm going to close the valve. Going to disconnect the hose. We're going to replace cap. Then we're going to take our wrench off, and then we're going to detach it from our avatar. And then we will no longer need this bag. So we're going to go ahead and, click the bag, not that weird tool there. Hit close, and we're going to click the bag again and click pick up. We're going to take our SCBA tank off too. I know this isn't quite roleplay accurate, holding a bag while taking a mask off. Then for roleplay purposes, we are going to go up to the truck here where the bag goes and then detach it from our avatar. Okay. Now, our next water source is going to be, I'll just show you how to do this real quick. This is the hydrant that comes with the fire pack that's free, because the other fire hydrant actually cost Linden. If we just click this hose in this hydrant, it'll just take it right away, and we can place it in here. And then I believe we click on this hydrant on the top, and it just turns right on. You can crash into this hydrant and break it. I am not sure how you repair this hydrant. Oops, we need to turn that off. Okay, so that's for that hydrant. This hydrant is our dry hydrant, which means it should be near a water source. So we need the pump hose for this because this does not squirt out water on its own. There's no water pressure. We have to pump water from it. So if we use the pump hose, which is on top of the truck here, we can put it into the intake. And then let me check a setting on this. I'm not sure if I can change the settings on this. No, looks like I can't change the settings while this is connected. So we're just going to go with whatever water flow this has. So if we board the truck here and we hold down prime, okay, apparently we need to increase this first before hitting prime. Oh, okay, that's pretty good water pressure from that. So we have to hit this draft menu for this, and then we hold down prime until we get water, and I just heard water, so we can let go. And then we can put some water pressure from the truck into that hose again. And we have plenty of intake, so we can max this out here. And then we have water pressure in our hose again, and it works. Okay, so that is getting water from our dry hydrant. However, there's one more water source we have to go over, and that is drafting from Second Life water. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Disconnect this hose, and we are going to go over to this side and click on this thing here. Apparently you have to, okay, there we go. Click on this, and then we're going to stand about this far from it, click on it until it lets us put it in the water. There we go. And then we're going to get our pump hose back out, connect it to here, and we're going to go to the closest connection. We're getting some lag here. There we go. We're going to connect it to the closest source here, so right here. Not source, but intake. And then we're going to draft this again. Increase it as far as it'll go. That's as much water as we're going to get. Then hit prime until we hear water coming out the bottom. And there we go. We got water out the bottom. Okay. Actually, we do not need this hose. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up, because I'm going to show you one more, few more things actually, but need to click on this hose. Something is pending that shouldn't be. Okay, here we go. And we're going to pull it back up to the truck and hit discard to get rid of it. Okay. So next thing is this red hose that we accidentally clicked on earlier. We're going to need it. And we're going to attach this hose to here. And then we're going to attach it to this combi nozzle thing that you can get on the marketplace. And I believe it goes to this side. Sorry, it is backwards. No, it is not backwards. Yes, it is backwards. So we're going to turn this around. And I think we need to hit couplers, Siamese. There we go. And then we need a bigger hose from here to attach to here. And then attach this hose to here. And then we can turn this hose on. And we're only going to turn this on a tiny bit this time, because, yeah, we don't have a lot of pressure here. Okay, so for this combi nozzle, if we sit on it, it should be similar to the hose we had before, where we hit this valve to open it, and we'll turn it to 30%. Actually, we're going to turn that off and have a straight for now. And then if you press the arrow keys or the WASD keys, if you're on WASD controls, you can move it around and aim it to where it needs to go to fight our fire. And we can just leave that running. Now, we're going to teach you how to use this thing here, the pump. We're going to actually, to use the hoses for this, the hoses for this, actually, you can use the ones from the truck, but I believe the free kit comes with some hoses. Let's see, we're going to go over here and then look for our hoses. We don't need the hose suction pack. We need supply hose pack, and then we need attack hose pack. And we're actually, the suction hose pack, we'll just pull this out, because I believe we can connect this to the pump. We can grab it, connect it to here, and then I believe we can connect it to the pump. Yes. And then we can grab one of these hoses and then connect it here on the pump, and then turn it on by hitting that switch and then hitting the start button. And then we press this plus button and it should fill the hose up. And then the further we hit the plus, the further this pulls out, the more water pressure we get. Then we'll turn this to 30%, turn our hose on, and there we go. We can fight the fires again. Go into mouse look, we'll crouch down a little bit. Okay. So, I believe that is the whole system. You should be able to connect. Oops, we're going to go ahead and detach this. You should be able to connect this pump to this fire hydrant here as well. We're going to go ahead and turn some things off and move over to the ladder truck. So we're going to shut this truck down, turn all these off. I'm going to clean some of this mess up. And we forgot to turn this off actually. And then we can disconnect this. And now we can disconnect this. Pick this up. And we'll, for roleplay purposes, take this back to the truck. Okay, close this and close this. And now we no longer need this truck, so we're going to go ahead and board it. Oh, we got to close that too. Now to get this truck so we can drive it again, we need to turn these off. This can stay on, I'm pretty sure. Then we need to put it into neutral, so press the C key or the page down key, and then we could put it back into road driving mode and then unpark it. I'm gonna reverse it. We don't need the lights anymore because we're no longer in an emergency, and we can drive it out of here. Oops. Okay. And as I said before, the camera HUD, oops, not the best driver here. I actually prefer to put this in bird's eye view to start out with. So we're going to go into reverse and back it in here. And we're going to go back to static active view, back it up some more. Okay, put it in neutral, put it in park. Sorry, we should have hit ignition and then turn the battery off, but that did it too. And then good practice is to get these, plug it in. Oops, that was too far. So we're supposed to plug it in and put the exhaust in, but we're just gonna pretend we did that because I didn't back it up far enough. So the ambulance is pretty similar to the fire truck. The HUD is a little different for this, but you turn it on here. Then siren is on here and the lights are here. Drive it to the scene. And then we'll leave it on for now. Open these doors. If you click this thing, unload it. Oh, we forgot to lift this rear bumper up. Unload it. And then grab it. And then you can move it around to the scene. And then if you want the stretcher or the immobilizer and the backboard in it, you need to click headrest. Then we can click on this, click backboard, click it again, immobilizer, and then you can have your victim sit on it. Now you can also lower it and raise it. And if you can't take it far enough from the ambulance, it'll only let you go so far with it from the ambulance. You can hit res, and when you do that, it'll actually re-res it, and the person that will have to stand back on it. And then when you come back up to the ambulance, just make sure you hit de-res. Or it won't attach the ambulance, and then you go near it, it'll attach the ambulance, and then hit load, and you can load the victim back into the ambulance. Now, I got distracted by the ambulance. What I was actually supposed to show you was the ladder truck. So let's go ahead and take our ladder truck out. And we need to turn it on, turn our lights on, our siren, then our lights, unpark it, put it in drive. Put it in park, turn our siren off, keep the lights on, and then we need to put it into pump mode. Oh, sorry, we have to put it in neutral first. Put it into neutral, then put it in pump mode. Sorry. Make sure the parking brake's on. Apparently I already did that. Put it neutral, then we'll put it into gear 4. And then stand up. Okay, so then we need to go ahead and put some kind of hose onto the fire truck. And we're going to go ahead and drop the hose here because we forgot to get the fire hydrant out. And this time the Legacy has the key right here as well on the Legacy truck, but we're not gonna take the bag out this time. We're just gonna take the key from the truck. We're going to open the valve, remove the cap, open valve, get that dirty water out. Of course, there's no dirty water, so we're gonna close it, attach our hose, connect, open valve. Okay, then we need to go into here, fill our tank, I believe that's all we need to do. Then we will sit here. Turn our water on. Sorry. We're going to extend our outriggers first. And just so you can see what's going on here. And then we can turn our turntable up. We're going to cam around up here. Bring our turret out. And because we already turned it on, it's already squirting out water. And this is actually for the roofs. So if we bring it way up here, now there's no fire set on this roof, but you can set a fire on the roof on this. Oh, we need to extend it way out. Way out. And then we can aim our water down to the roof of the building and put the fire out on the roof of the building. Now, when we're done, if we bring our camera back down here, we could turn this off. And then if we click this lever here, it will automatically bring the ladder and everything back down. Just don't stand up until it's all the way down. Okay, we're done with this truck. We're just going to make sure everything's turned off here. It needs to be turned off. We're going to turn this line back off. So we're going to close the valve, disconnect our hose, and we're just going to leave that truck sit right there. We're going to show you one more truck. And that's the pumper truck. Actually, I might show you the mid-mount too, because the mid-mount's a little strange how it works. By now, this is pretty repetitive and pretty straightforward. So we're going to put it into neutral, put it into pumping mode, and then put it into drive, gear 4. Then we're going to grab our hose. We can actually grab a hose from the back of the truck, I believe. I'm actually not sure where, oh, here it is. I knew it was on there somewhere. We're going to connect it to our fire hydrant, connect it to the side of the truck, turn the valve on. We've got water, and we can just grab a hose, any hose, board the truck, turn our supply on. we've got a problem. We've got water. We're on pump mode. We're in gear 4. And something is not quite working. I know what's wrong. Green, that's the color of our hose. So make sure it matches the color of your hose you take out on this truck. So this yellow would go to here. This supply, I am actually not sure what that goes to. It might go to here. And then this goes to the red hose, and then this goes to the green hose. We're going to go ahead and max this out. Close enough. And then we should be able to open our valve and fight a fire. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and drop this hose. And then we're going to actually turn this off. And we're going to hear an alarm come from that because we lost our water. Actually, no, because it's got a tank full of water. So that'll stay inflated. We're going to go ahead and grab the mid-mount truck to finish our video off with. I personally do not like the mid-mount truck because it's very limited to what you can do with it. Okay. We're not even going to turn the sirens or anything on this one. We're just going to take it out here. I believe we need to have it in gear 4. And then there is a hose on this truck, but we're going to just take this hose. Going to attach it to here, turn our water supply on, and I believe the way this truck operates is you hit this open here and then it just starts spraying water. I actually wasn't expecting it to just start spraying water like that. And then if we board right here, oops, not build, board, we can control the truck the same way. We need to bring the outriggers out. We're going to crush our line there, but oh, apparently not. But it won't actually crush it. And then turn it around. And by the way, you can use the arrow keys to move these controls too, but you can't really see what you're doing when you do that because it just resets your view like that. So it's better just to cam around and then use these controls. And that's pretty much it. I'm not quite sure what okay, you click that to reset it back down. Stay on the truck till it goes down. And there we go. Now, of course, we clean up this mess, clean all your hoses up when you're done, park your trucks, bring it back to the place. There's actually one more thing I should probably show you. Um, which truck is available right now that I can move? This one's the easiest. All these trucks use a fuel system as well. Oops. Oh, I forgot to take the things off for that other truck. So we will need to take this to a gas station somewhere. We're just going to bring our own gas station to us. Here's our fuel. And we need to figure out where our gas cap is, which is right there. So we need to get it as close as we can without crashing. We need to put the parking brake on, turn it off completely, um, turn our lights off. Shouldn't have been in that order. No idea what my avatar was doing there. And we're going to click on our gas, use pump. Click on this, and then it goes in the truck. And we need to click on that little handle right there. And then it starts filling up. As you can see, it's filling up. And then you can end it early by clicking this. Clicking this, and then it's done. And then technically you're supposed to wait till it's full. And I believe that is it. So I hope you've learned something. And I hope you enjoy your second life. And I hope you have fun with this HD fire system. Goodbye.